thought it'd be an opportunity to share a little bit for those who aren't familiar with it or from the past about the Peace Bowl. The current international president of Rotary is Stephanie Gehrke, and she is promoting and they're suggesting that we continue to dedicate Peace Bowls around the world for all the international Rotary people. Stephanie's from Pennsylvania, so the actual president of International Rotary is from the United States this year. This is just from the recent magazine, just showing what some of the peoples that are out there. So I've been involved, and Diane Gehrke has been involved with the Peace Bowl movement for many, many years. And I thought I'd just give you a little bit of the history and then what our Rotary Club has been involved in with that. The founder of the Peace Bowl movement was this gentleman here just after World War II. He was trying to think of what everybody could focus on that would help for world peace. And the words came to him, may peace prevail on earth. He thought that most everybody can embrace that idea. They did bumper stickers and different things, but in 1955 they formed the Peace Bowl organization, International Peace Bowl organization, and started in Japan, and has been going on since then. Probably 300,000 Peace Bowls have been placed in almost every country of the world. And so it's a phenomenon that happened, and Rotary got involved a little more recently. So anyway, many years ago, 1996 actually, 6 Japanese came to Minnesota, didn't know one person in Minnesota, and brought with them 10 Peace Bowls from Japan. And they went to Duluth, they put a Peace Bowl there, and then somehow heard of One Heart One Mind in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, which Diane Gehrke and myself and my wife Ruth Ann Ransome started, called One Heart One Mind. Called us and asked if we'd help dedicate Peace Bowls in the state of Minnesota. So we did do that. Obviously, Peace Bowls have been dedicated by many people, from the Pope to the Dalai Lama to many different groups all over the world. So it's Diane on the left side, and myself and my wife Ruth Ann Ransome. My wife passed away of cancer over 20 years ago. But the three of us started One Heart One Mind, called Diane the Heart of One Heart One Mind. So we adopted that phrase, may peace prevail on earth. Well, as we grow, since we're followers of Christ, it said, may peace prevail on earth. And we say, well, how about saying, may the Prince of Peace prevail on earth? And so we've adopted that saying, and then say, well, why not declare it, the Prince of Peace prevails on earth? So the idea is one we've carried on for almost 30 years now. So One Heart One Mind is here at Detroit Lakes. We call it the Vantage Point Peace Center is our home. Here it's my wife's family farm. It's 120 acres out in Cozy Cove Road. So we have it as our peace center. We say that One Heart One Mind is a peace organization in service to humanity, providing physical, mental, and spiritual offerings, including life-changing workshops, seminars, and retreats. We used to do a lot of that when my wife was alive, especially. We had every weekend we'd have little retreats and things going on, and people came from all over and learned different ways to help. And a lot of that had to do with peace. And of course, that peace begins within yourself first, then the community, and then to the world. We dedicated a couple of Peace Bowls at our property. Just a couple of so we also then in 1996 we dedicated the Itasca State Park, and they moved the Peace Bowls from by the source to more towards the parking lot and so forth. But they put a plaque by the Peace Bowl we dedicated, and I might just read that to you because it's probably a pretty good summary. We are facing an age with the politics of the world must be carried out by each individual. Each individual who repeats the words, may peace prevail on earth, thus becomes a great force for realizing peace in the world. Mahasi Goy was the founder. So it started, the Peace Bowl part of it started in 1955 by the World Peace Prayer Society, nonprofit, non-sectarian organization, and the International Peace Bowl Project served to uplift mankind towards harmony rather than conflict. It's a symbol for peace in the family, within communities, between cultures, and throughout all countries. Currently, there are over 250,000 Peace Bowls in over 180 countries, bearing the message, may peace prevail on earth, in over 300 languages. So at Chaska State Park, the number was 698. Anyways, that's the plaque that they put on there, and that was somebody did their homework. So different groups have been at the Peace Bowl. This is the actual group from Rotary. It was the source of the Mississippi, and they were going to take canoeing down the Mississippi, and they were making it for the shelter box. This is the shelter box group from Rotary was there, and so we got a picture by the Peace Bowl at the source of the Mississippi in Chaska State Park. We also placed a Peace Bowl at the State Fairgrounds, dedicated that. It's also moved a couple of times, so it's by the grandstand now. And then we also had, this is a couple at our place in our Peace Center. In 2000, Diane and I with them went to Japan, and we were honored for our work there. This is in Tokyo. And the main sanctuary for the World Peace Prayer Society is in Mount Fuji. This is the person who's the person that's still doing it now after all these years, is the person from the United States who coordinates all this. And they have a facility in Wasac, New York. Fumi came to Detroit Lakes and did a formal tea ceremony with us at one point. This is the current head of the international program. It's the granddaughter of the founder of it. So it's still very active around the world. So we have many groups. This happened to be a group of 6 Japanese women who came to Detroit Lakes to work with us on a Peace Bowl later on. This Peace Bowl right here was dedicated in 2003, I think it is, and this one was a traveling Peace Bowl. It is located at the DLCCC, and the base was made by Native Americans, and then the Japanese asked for to pick 4 languages. You can do 4 or 8 languages on the pole, and I said, what do I do for Minnesota? So I said, well, how about Norwegian, Swedish, German, and English? So, and then the base being Native American, so that would be appropriate for the Peace Bowls that they brought here for. This is the second set they gave to us. This is just an example of one of the Peace Bowls. This one happens to be on the border of Canada and North Dakota at the Peace Park there. We've done different things like the Festival of Nations in St. Paul. You can see Peace Bowls are not just the poles we've got here. The original ones came from Japan were white material, plastic material. There's a company that makes them in the United States out of cedar wood, so this one's some cedar here. This is a dedication we did at Wabman High School. The principal at the time asked if we would dedicate a Peace Bowl there, and it's still there as far as I know. The newspaper did it. Fargo and Detroit Lakes posted little newspaper articles about the work we were doing at the time. In 2012, we had the 90th anniversary of Rotary and the 90th anniversary celebration. We had a gentleman who came here, and he's our district governor at the time. He came and said, we've been asked to dedicate Peace Bowls in Minnesota to all Rotary clubs, and so it was great because when Heartland Mine was already doing that.
So Ed, you just want to show this one because this is what you gave to all the Rotarians.
Well, we had a Rotary meeting, international meeting here, and we gave out these to people at the Rotary international meeting. So I think that was ORIF, I believe it was. Brad Green had headed that up.
The first meeting ever held outside of Canada.
The first meeting ever held outside of Canada was here in Detroit Lakes.
Rotary International Fellows.
So, at the district conference in Duluth, we brought a couple of Peace Bowls there, one of the plastic and one of the wood ones, and talked about it up there. This is the ORF Peace and Goodwill Weekend at Fairles Resort. This was in 2013 with Brad headed up. In 2013, also when Dave Carsey was president of the club, we had the dedication of the Peace Bowl at the Rotary, Central Rotary Park. And that was a major event. We basically released peace doves. And so I know that we're just talking about the fact that the Rotary, this essential Rotary sign is deteriorating, needs to get replaced, but, this is Dave with Don Cavalier and his wife. Mayor did a proclamation that day. And an article in the paper showing the release of the peace dogs. So this is and I don't know if you know where it is, that's right across from the Catholic Church. And then you can see the Angel Remembrance is now down over here, so that's another project. But so it's the combination between Essentia Health and Rotary. So I don't know if many people even know that this park exists, but it is a Rotary park of ours, and we are involved in it.
It's shrinking.
Yeah.
And so, in fact, you can see here what they did, they built the helicopter pad right off to the left of it there. And remember Peter Jacobson saying that he could raise $500,000 to put in that pad, but it had trouble raising money for preventative maintenance. So it's, I think, eating healthy and so forth is important, but and I thought, well, great, but how many people are actually going to use it? Well, and some of the pilots and so forth are involved. I had a picture there of the Peace Bowl. And I didn't realize that last month I got an opportunity to use the pad, and was, I went there and was actually watching some of them offload somebody from the helicopter there. And but I had a heart incident just at Rotary about a month ago. Went to the hospital and they said, we need to fly you to Sanford, so they flew me to Sanford.
Oh, my gosh.
So I had a chance to fly in the helicopter next week. So I
Good trip.
Good news, I got a chance to fly in. I wasn't feeling too hot, but I had enough sense to take enough pictures. I just missed the Peace Bowls right down there. I wasn't thinking too clearly, I guess. So as an example also, this is at the, well, the Peace Bowls is actually at the party we had for changing of the guard, but we've had many different things like that. This is the Rotary District Conference here, and again, the Peace Bowl was a prominent part of that. This was in Duluth. So a couple of pictures with the little Peace Bowls that Diane just showed. A couple of people you don't recognize there.
Yeah, we got a couple.
And this is the ORIF, right?
Yeah.
The ORIF stands for the Order of
Rotary International Fellows.
Rotary International Fellows, and so.
Fellows is, includes women.
And fellows.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
So it was obviously quite a big presentation. So we've also dedicated other Peace Bowls to Rotary, so I was asked to, it's just in dedicating a Rotary Peace Bowl at two of them in Crookston. One was at the college there, at the University of Minnesota College, and another one is at the Rotary Park in Crookston. So we were part of that as well. And again, Don Cavalier was instrumental as our district governor at the time in promoting Peace Bowls in our district, and these are a couple of them that we did. So, this is a couple from Crookston. So that's what I wanted to present to you, and there's more I could talk about. Obviously, there are many different things of using the Peace Bowl. And the traveling one is available to go to various meetings and district councils. So with Thunder Bay, we had a Peace Bowl brought there for that one. So we've done many different things over the years. We've been many Peace Bowls around in schools, parks, and so forth. And so when I started with that, Rotary picked it up, and Rotary is still promoting the idea of dedicating Peace Bowls. Yeah?
So I've seen a bunch of them around, in the United States and Costa Rica and different places. But there's a unique one at Verona's Resort on Bad Medicine Lake. They have a little meditation garden there, and it's got little angel statues, whatever. And there's a Peace Bowl in there. And the Veronan family is Finnish ancestry, so it's in Finnish and English, Ojibwe, and the fourth panel is all different tracks of animals in nature, and it's a really unique one. I haven't seen another one similar to
Right.
that anywhere, but if you
Yeah.
One that's got the Ojibwe on it, that one is up by Bad Medicine Lake.
So at the International Peace Center in Japan, at Mount Fuji, they have like 300 different languages that these peace bowls are in. And so I did ask for them to do Anishinaabe, and they said they could do Anishinaabe. And so we're open to doing more peace bowls and more dedications. So that's a little bit of the history. There's much more I can talk about, but I wanted to at least share that with you to give you a sense of how we participated.
This one right here is from the community center, or this is in?
Yeah, this one is the one that was dated, what, 21 years ago or 22 years ago. This was dedicated at the Holmes Theater
So
and
that's
the
where-
LCCC. And this one, it resides in the lobby there as you go in to the exercise area, and there used to be a coffee shop there. That's where this one is originally at, and it's a proud one, so we were able to take it to other conferences and things like that. Most of the others are placed in the ground, they're 7 feet high, and they just are put in, so. So we have, in Detroit Lakes, we do have the main one probably is at the Essentia Rotary Park across from St. Mary's and by the hospital there on the main drag, so.
Does the pole needs to be manufactured by a certain group of, whether it's like people that you already work with or people that try to contract to do it? Or can you guys work with, let's say like a country in turmoil that could benefit from one, would they need to be manufactured in America and then shipped to that place, or can it be a
So,
partner with someone there?
right, the original ones were made of plastic, fiberglass, whatever the material is, were white ones, and they were sent here from Japan. And then in Michigan, a man started making them out of cedar wood, and so forth, the cedar ones, the small ones. And so now, I don't know, for instance, on the first picture we saw, they had the Rotary emblem on that pole. I don't know who made that one, so I'll find out more about that. We're still in contact with Fumi-John Stewart, who's the head of the organization in the United States. She's part Japanese, part American, and so she has the main center in Wassiack, New York, and she lives in California, but she's travels all over. And she's been here in Detroit Lakes several times, like I said, doing tea ceremony and teaching us as much more to the Peaceful Project involving prayers and things like that, and dedications and so forth. So again, one more time, that the key was that we talked originally about that may peace prevail on earth being the original one. We talked about that may the Prince of Peace prevail on earth, and now we're saying the Prince of Peace prevails on earth. So that's our dedication for One Heart, One Mind, is to get to that level. And we hope to eventually make the peace bowls with that saying on it as well.
Want to talk about these?
And these cards were just ones we made up, again, just focusing on prayers for peace and the prayers for peace of America. And in the back of it, maybe Diane, do you want to just say what we say on a daily basis? Basically, we pray for each country of the world once a month.
We pray for every country of the world. In Japan, they pray for every country of the world 3 times a day. And it was quite honoring to watch them show how to honor peace for the world. And it is evolved now, and One Heart, One Mind says the Prince of Peace prevails on earth.
The Prince of Peace is in our hearts and minds. The Prince of Peace is with our families and friends. The Prince of Peace is in our homes and communities. The Prince of Peace is in all countries and all regions of the world. Our nations are accomplished through the Prince of Peace. So, very good. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Ed. That's very enlightening. And he's absolutely right. I went out and took some pictures of the sign that we have out at the Rotary Peace Park, and it is in pretty poor shape right now. It apparently